So it's been a while since I made one of these TierMaker videos, but honestly, they're probably one of my favorite types of videos that I've made on this channel. I like just being able to sit down, not cut anything up, and talk about different places, kind of in a more informal setting, if you want to call it. So the first two I made were the first one, I believe it was Canadian cities, population over 75,000. That was a few years ago. And I really enjoyed making that. It was just kind of something different to try out, and it did pretty well. And then I did one, I believe it was ranking cities in Quebec. And again, had a really good time making that, and it was kind of a type of video I wanted to keep pursuing. So now that I'm getting back into uploading and whatnot, I figured let's do another one. But today I wanted to do something a little bit different and try to tap into the US market here and talk about American cities. I don't know how much of a US audience I have or how many people are going to want to watch this, because I know most of the content I upload is sort of focused around Canada. But I've been to a lot of different US cities, and this was the best list I found on TierMaker. Now, I did a quick scan of the list, and there are certainly quite a few cities on this list I have not been to. But there are, at the same time, a lot that I have been to, or at least been in, not really formally visited, but have seen with my own eyes. So those are the only ones I'm actually going to really comment on. And so that's why you can see I put a not visited sort of tier at the very bottom here. But there's still a good amount that I have been to, or at least I've seen, so figured why not try it out. So let's get right into it. Hopefully you guys enjoy listening to my opinion on USCs. And now, again, before I start, these are just my opinion. You know, like 100 people are could make a list like this, and there's gonna be 100 different answers. So try not to get too upset or overthink the answers. But anyways, Albuquerque, New Mexico. I've not been to New Mexico, so no real comment there. I would like to go, but I've not been. Anaheim, California. Okay, this is gonna be the first controversial one of the video. Anaheim, California is like one of my favorite places. It's a great place. Just it's relaxing. You know, it's not a real. It doesn't feel like you're in a huge city. It feels like you're in a massive suburb. It's not super walkable. You know, it's definitely more of like a family-oriented place with, of course, all the theme parks. But you know what? I've actually never been to the theme parks in Anaheim. I've been to Anaheim twice now, and both times were to go to baseball games at Angel Stadium. I think Angel Stadium is one of the greatest ballparks in the MLB. It's nice. Fans are great. You know, it'd be nice if the Angels could do something from time to time. But no, it's a great place to watch a ball game. There's a ton of good microbreweries around, and it's a really good time. It's pretty. I find hotels are very affordable. The weather in Orange County is fantastic, and it's just a place I really enjoy going. And if anyone ever asks me, "Oh, you want to go to Anaheim?" I will never say no, because I love going to Anaheim. Next up, Anchorage, Alaska. I have not been to Alaska. I'm really hoping to get to Alaska in 2026. So maybe by then I'll have an opinion, but I don't really have much to say about Anchorage. Austin, Texas. I've never been to Texas. Boston. Boston is a fantastic U.S. city. It's got so much history. The streets, especially in the North End, they're so fun to walk around. All the historical sites. People in Boston are great. Food is good. Boston is truly one of like the great American cities. I could probably put it in the favorite, but I don't want to overcrowd the favorite. I feel like the favorite tier should be limited to my select few, honestly, really like favorite U.S. cities. So Boston's a fantastic city. It's a great place. I love going to Fenway Park. And yeah, it's a really great city. Columbus, Ohio. I have never been to Ohio. Ohio and Delaware are the only two states on. I mean, I guess you can't really say Ohio's on the eastern seaboard, but basically in the eastern half of the United States, Ohio and Delaware are the only two states I've not been to. So, Arizona, Tucson, Arizona. I have not been to Arizona, and honestly, like if I go to Arizona, I can't really see it being Tucson unless it was for something super specific. So I don't really have much to say about Tucson. Minneapolis, St. Paul. I have not been. I thought about going after Christmas this year to go watch the World Juniors, but have not been. I would like to go. I'd really like to go to a ball game. I'm trying to go to all 30 MLB parks, and then eventually also all 30 or 32 now, I guess, NHL arenas. So would definitely like to get there eventually, but I have not been. Salt Lake, I've only ever been to the airport in Salt Lake, just had a connecting flight there, so can't really say much about it. It was a really cool approach landing in Salt Lake. It had could see the state capitol and then all the mountains in the back. It was gorgeous, but I really have nothing to say because I haven't been. St. Louis, Missouri. Okay, this is going to be the first one I put into the didn't like. Now, I will give context. St. Louis is one of those places where I can say I've been, but I haven't really visited. Not that there wasn't intent to visit, but just it seemed really, really run down. And I was driving there from Kansas City, and the goal was just to spend maybe a couple hours, a bit of the afternoon there. We're going to go up the arch and whatnot. And then we got off the highway downtown. I don't know, like, if we just went in, took like a bad exit or something, but when we were getting off the highway, it just turned really, really sketchy, really, really fast. And then we were driving down, like, right downtown, and the city itself was dead. It was like probably 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon in the middle of the week, and there was absolutely nobody outside. And this was in the middle of August, I believe, or it was the end of August. So, you know, it was still the summer season. The weather was nice, but it was dead. Couldn't really find parking, and then we were kind of like just sketched out by it, so we left. But it is somewhere I'd like to go back for a hockey game and definitely a ball game. But the first impression, which I always think is very important in a city when you're visiting for the first time, the first impression in St. Louis was not great. San Francisco. So I've been to San Francisco once. I went for 5 days, and it was cool. I'm going to put it into the good, because truthfully, it was really cool to see all, you know, the historic stuff. Like, going to Alcatraz was incredible. We took the ferry over to Sausalito, and then, you know, you're going across the bay and you see the Golden Gate Bridge, and it's so iconic. There's so many just iconic American sites in San Francisco. But you know what? Like, the city itself, it's not somewhere I would go back to unless I was going with someone who hadn't been before. Because like someone, let's say, really wanted to go to Alcatraz or, you know, ride the cable cars, stuff like that. But I think there are better cities in California. It's unique. It's unlike anywhere else in California. I think the weather in San Francisco is awful. It's like so all over the place. But it's a cool city, and it's certainly worth visiting. I would recommend anyone to go at least once, because there's so much to see. It is a walkable city, but only if you're okay with doing hills. And of course, like, there's good transit. It's not as... It felt safer than I was expecting it would. There's certainly areas of town you want to avoid, but no, I enjoyed San Francisco. It was cool. Virginia Beach. I've not been to Virginia Beach. Phoenix, like I said, I haven't been to Phoenix or to Arizona. St. Augustine, Florida. I believe that is where all the cruise ships dock from, if I'm not mistaken. But I have not been to that part of Florida, so no real comment. That Williamsburg, Virginia. I have not been to that part of Virginia. Las Vegas. Las Vegas is kind of like Salt Lake. Just been in the airport. Haven't actually left. It's been years. I would like to go eventually, but honestly, it's not a place that, like, I'm dead set on going out of my way to book a trip to. You know, I'm not big into the casinos and to the whole sort of atmosphere that Vegas brings, but definitely would like to go eventually. I'd like to go to the Hoover Dam, and then honestly, if you go to Vegas, it's a good trip to rent a car, go down to the Grand Canyon. Atlanta, Georgia is good. I really enjoyed going to Atlanta. It's been a long time since I've been to Atlanta, but I went there in 2019 for a Braves game, and I believe 2019 was the first year the Braves opened their new ballpark in that what's it called? It's up in the Battery, what they call it, and it's just outside the city a little bit. But what a community they built up there! It is incredible. People of Atlanta are great. Everyone is so nice. You really get like the southern hospitality in Atlanta, and it's a place I really enjoyed going to. Dallas, like I said, haven't been to Texas. Charleston, South Carolina. Okay, this is going to be the second one that goes into the favorite. Charleston is one of my favorite cities I've ever been to. There's so much history there. The architecture is incredible. The people are so friendly. Food is great. It's a really, really cool place. And I feel like it's a place, especially as Canadians, you always hear every year, whether you're on the East Coast, everyone's going down to Orlando, to Fort Lauderdale, to Miami, to Tampa, even to New Orleans. New Orleans is a very popular tourist destination for Canadians. But then on the West Coast, you have, your San Francisco, your LA, your San Diego, Vegas, all that. But Charleston is just a city I feel like nobody goes to. Even so many Canadians go to Myrtle Beach. Like Myrtle Beach, especially in Quebec, Myrtle Beach is just like talked about by everybody. I remember growing up in school, everyone in your class has been to Myrtle Beach before, but I never hear anyone talking about Charleston. It's truly one of, I think, the hidden gems of the U.S. from an outsider's perspective, and it's a place I'd go back to in a heartbeat. I really, really enjoyed Charleston, South Carolina. Detroit, Michigan, I'm going to put into the didn't like. I went there back in 2017, was there for 4 or 5 days, and yeah, it was pretty run down. I've heard though it's progressively every year it's getting better. The downtown, they're kind of like reviving it, and I would like to go because the ballpark and Little Caesars Arena for a hockey game looks really, really cool. But yeah, I didn't overly hate it. I had a good time when I was there, but it's not one of my favorite places, that's for sure. Augusta, Georgia, I have not been. I would like to go if you can get lucky enough to get tickets for the Masters, but have not been to Augusta. Bar Harbor, Maine. When I saw this on the list, when I quickly scanned it, I was trying to think, have I actually ever been to Bar Harbor? Because I've been all over Maine, but I don't think I've been to Bar Harbor, so not going to comment on it. Houston, like I said, haven't been to Texas. Chicago, like Boston, is just a great American city. It's huge. I remember the first time I went there, it was in 2019. It was actually on the same trip I went to Atlanta. And I remember we flew into O'Hare, got on the train, took the train right downtown. And then you come up the steps from I don't know what they call it in Chicago, just train station, metro, subway, whatever. Come up, and then, because at the time, I had never been to New York City before, or to LA, so Chicago was the biggest city I had ever been to in my life at that time. And I just remember feeling like, wow, this place is huge. The architecture is really, really cool. Being right on Lake Michigan, it's beautiful. The food is really good, and it's honestly, it's a really, really cool city. I'd like to go back and spend more time there. But yeah, Chicago is it's a really, really great city. And honestly, I didn't find it, because you hear in the media and stuff, oh, Chicago is sketchy, this, that. Yeah, like anywhere, it 100% has its areas, but downtown Chicago, it was terrific. I really enjoyed it. And then deep dish pizza, pretty good. Actually, deep dish pizza, I didn't have it on my first visit to Chicago, but last year, was it last year? I think it was last year. I had a layover at O'Hare. I had a 3-hour layover, and then I found a place that had authentic deep dish pizza in the airport, and I had some, and it was really, really good. Indianapolis, I have not been. The only place in Indiana I've been to was Evansville, and I went to a Chick-fil-A in Evansville. That's all I can really say about Indiana. Baltimore, Maryland, I have not been to Baltimore. I've just driven through Maryland, haven't really done anything in Maryland, so can't really comment. Key West, Florida. I have not been to Key West, but I do have plans in the works to go to Key West, so ask me again in a couple months, and I might have an answer for you. But the Florida Keys look incredible. I really, really want to do it. Nashville, Tennessee is a great American city. I've been to Nashville twice now, and it's really cool. Broadway, if you're into country music, it's there's not many places that beat it. What I will say about Broadway, it's a place that's fun when you're there for the first time, or if you're with people who are going for the first time, because it's incredibly overpriced. You go into a bar. I remember we went into actually both times I was there, I went into Margaritaville, and you get 2 margaritas and it's like 50 Canadian dollars. It's very, very expensive, but a lot of cool bars. The atmosphere is great. People are all very nice. Most recently, I checked out Post Malone's new bar, and that place was so nice. So I'd definitely go back, but it's a place, honestly, like, especially if you're just doing sort of downtown Nashville and Broadway, you only need 2-3 days, because after 2-3 days, you're going to burn a hole in your pocket, and you're probably going to be partied out. But it is really cool, and then going to the Grand Ole Opry is really cool as well. Nashville has a really nice downtown, like, even besides Broadway. It's really nice. Washington, D.C., I've actually never been to Washington. Only connected. I've been to both airports. I've been to Reagan and Dulles, but I've actually never been to Washington. I really do want to go, because there's just obviously for the history and like the monuments, the architecture, but somewhere I haven't been. And now you're probably looking at this list being like, oh, like he's not been to like any of these places. But I promise, as we keep working through the list, there's a lot more places I've been to. Kansas City. Kansas City, I didn't do enough in it to say great, more than good, I guess. But the highlight for me for Kansas City was the barbecue. Went to a barbecue place on the Kansas side of Kansas City, and that was some of the best barbecue I think I've ever had. It was really, really good. And then we, when we drove down, so we came down from Omaha, so came down from the north, sort of drove through downtown, and then crossed over, I don't even know if it was a bridge or just like an overpass type thing, onto the Kansas side. So got to drive through the downtown core. Honestly, the downtown Kansas City looks very nice. It looks like a cool city, and I would definitely like to go back. The only thing that kind of bugs me about it is how the football stadium and the ballpark are outside of the city. Like, it's just tough when places do that, and if they don't have like a complex kind of thing set up like they do in Atlanta, to build like a whole development with like bars and restaurants and hotels and stuff around it. Because like I'm pretty sure in Kansas City there's like one hotel, because the ballpark and the football stadium are right next to each other, but like I don't think there's that much around it. But it is somewhere I'd definitely like to go back to. Charlotte, North Carolina is one of my favorite cities in the US. That might be like a hot take or whatever, but I've been to Charlotte quite a few times, and it's so laid back. It's nice. The downtown is well kept. The streets, it's super walkable. People are nice. It's just, I don't know. There's just something about it. Maybe it's just because I've been there like quite a few times, so that could be why I'm biased towards it. But it's a really, really nice city, and it's a place I'd always go back to. Like, for me, when I'm traveling, my main thing I'm looking for is just what kind of like sporting events can I work into my trips. And in Charlotte, of course, they only have the basketball team, and then they have the AAA baseball team, and I guess they have an AHL team. But Charlotte's a place I'd go to and like not even consider what who's playing or whatever. It's just a city I really enjoy. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I really want to go to Milwaukee for a ball game. You probably are noticing a theme here with sports, but have not been to Milwaukee. Orlando, I've been to once. It was good. Like, I wouldn't go out of my way to go to Orlando. Of course, like with all the theme parks, it's kind of, I can see it's kind of the same thing as Anaheim, right? Where like that's the number one draw to it. I've been to Universal. Universal is really cool. It's definitely somewhere like if you're into that kind of thing, going to the theme parks, like there's no better place on earth, right? But just good. I enjoyed Orlando. It was cool. Honolulu, I really, really want to go to Hawaii, but I unfortunately have not been. Louisville, Kentucky, have not been to Louisville. Colorado Springs, I've been to Denver, but I have not been to Colorado Springs. Monterey, okay, Monterey looks just incredible. I'll put it in good because I haven't spent enough time there to actually, give a formal opinion on it, but I've driven through it 2 times now, I think. And it's so scenic. It just looks really cool, and I feel like it's a place, I could be completely wrong, I don't know that much about it, but I feel like it's a really good like retiree place. A lot of people from probably around the Bay go down to Monterey, buy a second home, and retire there, because it's just, the scenery there, it's incredible, and it's definitely somewhere I'd like to go and like get a nice hotel close to the water and just relax for a few days. But yeah, it looks really cool. Portland, I've not been to Portland. Honestly, I don't really have much interest in going to Portland, Oregon. There's, it looks cool with the Pacific Northwest is really cool with the scenery and whatnot, but the city of Portland itself, I don't really have much interest in. Los Angeles. So this is a tough one because like when we say Los Angeles, are we talking downtown LA? Are we talking LA County? Because my ranking of it changes depending on like what we're talking about. Downtown LA, if we're strictly talking downtown LA, I would put it right here with Detroit and St. Louis didn't like, because downtown LA, quite frankly, it just sucks. It's sketchy. There's not much there. The Staples Center and all that is cool, or I guess, what do they call it now? Crypto.com Arena is cool, but like LA, ugh. But, and I should also add context, like going through Beverly Hills, Hollywood, all that, it's cool, but it's not somewhere I need to go more than once. Like I'm not really like, into that whole thing. But even honestly, Santa Monica, I thought Santa Monica was like really overrated. But if you want to like extend it, talk about Malibu, I think Malibu is one of the greatest places on earth. It is just so cool. And then different parts of LA County are like really nice as well. But the city of Los Angeles itself, I really didn't like. But there's so much about LA as a whole that I really like. Like Southern California is just, it's one of my favorite places I've ever visited. So I'm going to put the city of LA itself in okay. But the surrounding areas I would rate a little higher. But the actual city of Los Angeles itself, I'll just put okay, because it's not that great of a city per se. But anyways, Memphis, Tennessee. I've not been to Memphis. Don't really have much interest in going to Memphis, to be honest with you. Denver, Colorado. So I've been to Denver twice. The first time I went in 2019, I was like, this is one of my favorite places I've ever been to. It is really, really cool. Then I went last year, and it was about a 5-year gap from the first time I went to the second time, and I was really disappointed. I'm not gonna lie. The city itself has gone downhill a lot in the last 5 years. It's did not feel nearly as safe. It was the streets were empty, and a lot of businesses seemed to be like just shut down. The construction in Denver now, or at least last year, it was really bad. So it was kind of disappointing, honestly. So I'm just gonna put Denver into good, because like it's a really cool city. There's the scenery is incredible, but like honestly, I probably 5 years ago would have put it into the favorite tier, but now it's only just in good because like it has gone downhill a lot. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania is a great American city. When I went there for the first time, we stayed in the historic area by Independence Hall, and that area of the city is so cool. Like I'm really big into history. There was a period of time I was really, really into American history. So to go to Philadelphia, see the Liberty Bell, see all the historic sites, it's just really cool. The rest of the city is kind of rough. The sports complexes are really cool. So like that, Philadelphia is a good example of, if you're not going to have your sporting arenas downtown, the complex area in South Philly is really, really well done. San Diego is my favorite American city, hands down. I think San Diego is awesome. It's very walkable. There's so many cool neighborhoods. I've been to San Diego twice now, and just everything about San Diego is it's really cool. The food is really good. The people are extremely friendly. The weather, they have the most perfect weather on the planet in San Diego. It's incredible. The Old Town historic area is really cool. Coronado Island's really cool. Petco Park, amazing. What is it called? The Gas Lamp. I was gonna say Gastown, but Gastown is Vancouver. The Gas Lamp Quarter or whatever. The little strip with all the bars, really cool. Just everything about San Diego I really like. Sunset Cliffs, beautiful. It's truthfully, San Diego is my favorite city in the United States. It's really, really like it. Miami's a great American city. It's so iconic. South Beach is cool. It is now extremely expensive kind of touristy, but it's hard to go to South Florida and not have a good time. Oklahoma City, I've not been to Oklahoma City. Fairbanks, Alaska, same thing as Anchorage, I've not been to Alaska. Palm Springs, I really want to go to Palm Springs. I would say Palm Springs and Sacramento are the last two sort of big cities in California that I have not been to. But I would like to go to Palm Springs, but unfortunately I've never been. San Antonio, have not been. New Orleans, I've not been, but I'm hoping to go next year. Omaha, I'm just going to put an okay. I didn't spend enough time there. Sort of just drove through it and spent the night a little bit outside the city. But it looks really cool. Honestly, it's the metro area of Omaha is a lot bigger than you would think. Because especially as a Canadian, and I'm from Eastern Canada, so Nebraska's not really a place anyone ever talks about, and you think Omaha, it's just like this small little Midwestern city, but no, Omaha was a lot bigger than I thought it was, and the surrounding areas look very nice, like the suburbs and everything look nice, and it's somewhere I'd like to go back at some point, but yeah, it was fine, like nothing wrong with it. Fort Lauderdale, like Miami, literally exact same comments about Miami. Fort Lauderdale's great. I always enjoy going down to Fort Lauderdale. Portland, Maine. This is a tough one. Portland, Maine's honestly, it's great. It's a really cool city. It's small. It's very small, like in terms of comparing to other, larger cities. But Portland's cool. It's a lot of cool scenery. People are nice. Architecture's really cool. And I think Maine is a very underrated state. Savannah, Georgia. Unfortunately, I've not been to Savannah, Georgia. I would really like to go, but it looks really historic. The architecture looks cool, but haven't been. New York, honestly, controversial. I didn't like New York City. Overrated. It's too dense. Too many people. Just concrete jungle. It's iconic, of course. Like Times Square. I wanted to go to Times Square and see it. Saw it. It's cool. Would I go back? No, probably not. Would like to go to Madison Square Garden for even if it was for a concert or a game or something. But it's only somewhere I'd go back if someone I was going with hadn't been before. Sacramento, like I said, I haven't been, but I guarantee you I will be going to Sacramento in 2026. Jacksonville, Florida, have not been. San Jose is a terrific city. So San Jose was actually the first city in California I ever visited, and I was really impressed with it. Really, really nice. It's the downtown. You can tell it's been recently, like they put a lot of investment money into it to build up the infrastructure, make it feel more like a city. The weather in San Jose is great. The surrounding areas of San Jose are really nice too, and yeah, San Jose is a terrific city. Like I said, I've not been to Arizona, so I can't comment. And then Seattle, last one, I have not been to Seattle. So looking at it now, haven't been to that many cities on this list. There are quite a few cities I've been to that did not make it onto this list. Like Pittsburgh's not even on here. I don't know why Pittsburgh's not on here. Pittsburgh's a terrific city if you're interested on my thoughts on Pittsburgh. But yeah, it's that's what I kind of think of the U.S. cities on this list. Favorites: Anaheim, Charleston, Charlotte, San Diego. Really enjoyed all those places. Didn't like St. Louis, Detroit, New York, but again, like it's not totally fair. I haven't done enough in those cities to really like give a negative opinion. But like I said, it's just first impressions to me on cities are very important, and those three I didn't get the greatest first impression. Anyways, let me know what you think. You can rip this list apart if you want. Let me know what your favorite or least favorite American cities are, and if you guys enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys.